Let's talk about something that might sound a little crazy at first. Someone from Giants media actually picking the Cowboys to win the NFC East this year. Yeah, you heard that right. Jordan Rannon from ESPN, who covers the New York Giants, went on record with a prediction that Dallas could surprise everyone and take the division. Now, before you laugh or roll your eyes, let's unpack what he actually said and whether he might be onto something. Rannon's angle was this. Since everyone's down on the Cowboys, maybe they surprise and win the division. At first glance, sure, it might feel like he's just trying to be cute or go against the grain. But then he points out a cold, hard fact. When Dak Prescott plays a full season, the Cowboys tend to win. 12-5 in 2021, 12-5 in 2022, 12-5 again in 2023. That's not nothing. That's consistency in a division that's been anything but consistent over the last few years. So he says with Dak healthy and what he calls the best weapons of Dak's career, it's silly to count the Cowboys out. But let's pause on that last part. Best weapons of his career? That's where the debate really begins. Because if you've followed this team closely, you know we've seen Dak surrounded by some serious firepower before. Think about it. Early on, he had Dez Bryant, Jason Witten, and peak Zeke. Later, he had Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and again, Zeke in his prime. That's tough to top. Right now, yeah, CeeDee is elite. Brandon Cooks can stretch the field, and Jake, Ferguson is promising. But are the weapons better than ever? That might be a stretch, especially when the running back room is still a question mark. Let's be real. There's no one on this roster right now who can do what Zeke did in his first 3 seasons. No one's close. So if you're going to bet on Dallas, you're betting on Dak, the defense, and maybe a few wild cards on offense stepping up big. Still, even if the supporting cast isn't the best he's ever had, there's reason for hope. Maybe that's what Jordan Rannon was tapping into. Maybe, just maybe, everyone's sleeping on a team that knows how to bounce back when they're doubted the most. What do you think? Are these truly the best weapons Dak's ever had? Drop your take in the comments. And if you're tired of the media writing off the Cowboys before Week 1 even kicks off, hit that like button and help us get to 15,000 subscribers. We're building something here, and it starts with fans like you. So now let's shift gears a bit, from predictions on the field to drama off of it. Because the Cowboys aren't just a football team, they're an ongoing reality show. And this time, it's not just fans watching. Netflix is stepping in with their latest docu-series, and if you've seen the trailer, you already know. It's got that full-blown soap opera feel that Jerry Jones himself warned us about. The show is called America's Sweethearts, and while it follows the Cowboys cheerleaders, it ends up saying a lot about the Cowboys. Organization, too. You've got the characters, the tears, the drama, the manufactured roles. It's reality TV 101. But what makes this one interesting is how obviously it follows a formula. You know what I mean. There's always the underdog, the villain, the fan favorite, the wild card. And Netflix knows exactly how to build that narrative, even if it means pushing the real truth to the background. In episode 1, there's already a moment that makes you stop and go, hold on, why does that mom get special access while the others don't? And then it hits you. The producers saw her as TV gold. She's got personality, she's got drama potential, and just like that, she's everywhere. It's no different than what happens behind the scenes with the Cowboys themselves. Jerry knows drama sells. He's been producing it for years, only now there's a full production crew behind him. And that's where it gets interesting. Because while America's Sweethearts might focus on the cheerleaders, it's just the appetizer. Coming in hot is the real main course, the Jerry Jones documentary. That's the one that's got everyone buzzing. Is it about Jerry or the Cowboys? Is it going to show us something new or just more of the same? And who's going to be the bad guy in that story? So here's the real question for you. How are you planning to watch it? Are you just going to have it on in the background while you clean up the house? Or are you going to be locked in, edge of your seat, waiting for every juicy detail to drop? Let me know down in the comments. And if you're as obsessed with Cowboys drama as you are with Cowboys football, hit that subscribe button. We're covering it all here on Cowboys News TV. Every snap, every scandal, every second. All right, now we've got to talk about the part of the Netflix series that caught a lot of Cowboys fans completely off guard. Skip Bayless. Yeah, that's Skip. Somehow, someway, the man who built an entire career off of stirring the pot with outlandish cowboys has found his way into the Jerry Jones documentary. And let me tell you, people aren't thrilled. You'd think a docuseries backed by Jerry himself, one that has unprecedented access to Cowboys legends and behind-the-scenes footage, would be selective about who makes the final cut. But there he is, Skip, clear as day in the trailer. And now, fans everywhere are asking, why? What value does he bring to a serious look at the Cowboys' story? And more importantly, did Jerry approve this? Or did someone at Netflix go rogue? Let's be real, Skip's not exactly known for his balanced takes. He's made a living throwing gasoline on the fire. Cowboys lose a game? Skip's on air the next morning, blaming Dak's leadership. Cowboys win? Skip still finds a reason to drag someone, so yeah, there's baggage. And now, the idea of Skip being part of something that's supposed to document the truth behind the Dallas Cowboys. That's hard to stomach. Fish even joked during his live stream that it feels like Netflix just doesn't understand how unpopular that decision is. He mentioned texting someone in the know, and even they were frustrated about it. And honestly, it's hard not to be. Because for many fans, Skip's inclusion doesn't just feel wrong. It feels disrespectful. So I've got to ask you directly, how do you feel about it? Should Skip Bayless be anywhere near a Cowboys documentary, let alone one tied to Jerry Jones? Yes or no? Drop your vote in the comments. And if you're with the majority of fans who feel like this was a total miss by Netflix, go ahead and hit that like button. Let's send a message loud and clear. Cowboys fans want authenticity, not hot takes disguised as history. And hey, if you're new here and want the kind of Cowboys content that actually respects the fan base, subscribe now. We're on the road to 15,000 and every click counts. Let's switch the focus now to someone who once looked like the future of the Cowboys, Kellen Moore. Remember the hype? The former backup. Quarterback turned boy genius offensive coordinator, handpicked by Jerry to take the reins of the offense. But here we are in 2025, and instead of leading the Cowboys or even another playoff team, Kellen Moore is calling plays for the New Orleans Saints, a team that, according to the early Vegas lines, might not even be favored in a single game this season. That's rough. Fish summed it up perfectly. Kellen's career has taken a weird, almost sad turn. And it begs the question, did the Cowboys do him dirty? Or was it just a case of timing and fit? The way Moore was pushed out was strange. Jerry's so-called wide search for a new offensive coordinator basically involved bumping into Brian Schottenheimer at the coffee machine and saying, "Yeah, you'll do." There wasn't some grand plan. It felt more like cleaning out an old desk and finding Kellen's nameplate still sitting there. Now he's down in New Orleans working with a roster that's, let's be honest, not exactly loaded. The quarterback situation is shaky. The offensive weapons are aging or unproven, and Moore's got a mountain to climb just to put up respectable numbers. He might not even be favored to beat the Panthers twice. And yet, part of you can't help but root for the guy. He never threw anyone under the bus. He took the heat when things went wrong in Dallas and never flinched. He believed in Dak, even when the offense sputtered. And now he's trying to prove himself all over again with far fewer tools. So, I've got to ask, do you think the Cowboys gave up on Kellen Moore too early? Was he a scapegoat for problems that went way beyond play calling? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you still believe in giving credit where it's due, even to former Cowboys, make sure to subscribe. We cover every angle of the Cowboys universe, past and present, and your support helps us keep growing. So, after all the predictions, the documentaries, and the drama, here's where we really stand. This, Cowboys. Season could go either way, and that's what makes it so fascinating. On one hand, you've got Vegas odds makers only favoring Dallas in 6 games. 6. That's it. That's the same Vegas that's setting the over-under at just 7.5 wins. On paper, they're treating this like a rebuilding year. But for those of us who actually watch the games, who know the talent on this roster, that number feels off. Because while it might not be the best supporting cast Dak's ever had, it's still solid. Lamb is a top-tier receiver. Cooks adds veteran speed. Ferguson's developing into a real weapon. And that defense, legit. There's still a foundation here. And as long as Dak stays healthy, and yes, that's always the big if, this team has a chance to surprise a lot of people. The key is staying focused through the noise. Ignore the AI predictions, the media narratives, and even the circus coming from Netflix. None of that matters once the ball is snapped. What matters is execution, chemistry, and maybe just a chip on the shoulder. So, what about you? Be honest. How many wins do you think this Cowboys team will finish with this year? Drop your number in the comments and let's see where the fan base really stands. And if you've enjoyed this breakdown, if you appreciate honest, no-fluff Cowboys talk, help us out. Hit that like button, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to Cowboys News TV. We're building a community that knows football, lives for the star, and doesn't flinch when the media tries to count us out. Let's ride together through every snap this season. We're just getting started.